if you had known the issues that we're going through just to get this started, but we're here. Could have done with some better lighting, but we'd still like to say a very big thank you to the Sanctum Hotel. Thank you for giving us this room. I'm Angie Greaves, as you know, because you're on my Facebook page. And this is
Jean-Paul Noel-Cephise.
Jean-Paul Noel-Cephise. Okay, Jean-Paul.
Yes.
Is the writer of a book called 7 Deadly Dates. Now, one of the reasons that I've really said, look, I'm going to have a chat with him is because I've got a thing about online dating anyway, because I've got 2 teenage girls. But what I've noticed through his book is it's not necessarily about kids being caught up in what I would call the dating trap. So, Jean-Paul, first of all, you were divorced.
Yep.
After how long of a marriage?
So it's about 16 years.
Okay.
16 years of being married. 17 years door to door. So quite a long-term relationship.
Okay. And how long were you single before you decided that you were going to start online dating?
Not very long. When I first got divorced, I wasn't really comfortable with the whole idea of being divorced.
Okay.
So I wasn't comfortable with being single. So,
why? I need to know why. What was it? Because you were married for long and being single was new?
Yeah, I think I was married for a long time, and I think even if you're in a bad relationship,
yeah,
which is actually quite lonely, coming out of it is quite scary.
Right.
So coming out of a relationship of 16, 17 years and being on your own, there's the initial, whew, I can breathe,
right.
But it's like, I'm on my own.
But were you not on your own in the relationship?
No, even though the relationship was bad, you weren't on your own. You was with someone else who you knew was bad for you, but at least, you weren't on your own.
Okay. So, no, it doesn't quite make sense because I know there are people who are in relationships and they're still alone because the communication that they want with a partner isn't there. There's the spark, the things that they had in common was there, and it kind of fizzles away. So you end up being lonely.
I agree.
That makes sense.
I agree, and I think I was really lonely in the relationship. But coming out, I just felt I didn't want to be on my own. I was a little bit needy when I first came. I was like. And also, I thought, now I can be with someone.
Well, that's a really good thing to admit. You were needy. No.
Yeah.
Because not many people, men or women, want to admit that they are needy. Right?
Yeah, I think I was a little.
Okay, so the time period, hey there, Annie, the time period, hey, Keisha, between being single, so you're divorced, when did you start online dating?
So I moved out in July, and I think by August I was online.
Oh my God!
I was online.
Okay.
I was lonely. As I said to you, I was lonely, and living. Every day seems like a really long day when you feel lonely.
Okay.
So I was a bit needy, and I saw a few adverts online, for Match, eHarmony, and all these different websites. And they all looked, they had, beautiful looking people. I read through the profiles. They had lovely profiles.
Yeah.
And I thought, God, this is it. This is the answer. This is the solution. All these wonderful looking people, wonderful profiles. I thought, these are the people that, these are suitable candidates for the role of being the next Mrs. JP.
Right. Okay. So you look at these profiles.
Yep.
And you go, right, this is it. What was the deciding factor of each profile? So you see a woman, she's X amount of years. You tell me, what were the deciding factors to make you say, I'm going to go into this profile?
Okay, so the first thing I think was the initial, and I'm just being honest here, the initial thing was you see a picture and you think she is nice to look at, she's attractive.
Right. But it's a photo.
Yeah, it's a picture.
Right, but you believed in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, that's
I believed
fine.
in it.
We're being totally honest and upfront here.
I am.
And also, if if you're watching this, hey Esther, how you doing? Long time. If you're watching this and if you have been engaged in online dating or if you've thought about using an app, let me know. It doesn't matter what age you are, because one of the reasons that I want to talk to Jean-Paul is because in my mind, because I teach my kids to be careful with online dating, not online dating, but because I teach my kids to be careful with the profiles that they, engage in, and they're teenagers, I'm now thinking a divorced man of a certain age,
sure.
What got him caught into this trap? Hey Wayne, how are you? Okay, so you look at a photo and you decide, right, this is it, I'm going to contact this person. Now, is it a person or is it a profile detail? Is it a number? How do you then connect with that person?
So what happens, you look at the picture and you think, okay, well, she looks nice, she's attractive. And, it could be anything, but, you find her attractive and then you read the profile.
Okay.
So once you read the profile, then that's the next level. So you say, okay, well, is she... So at the time, I think I was 41, 42.
Right.
So I was like, okay, someone sort of between 30 and 40.
Yeah.
Preferably someone who either had little kids or no kids. Because somewhere in the back of my mind, I was still like, my family's broke up. I still want to actually have a family with somebody.
Yes.
So even if it was someone that had little kids or someone that was capable of having children, I thought that would still fit the requirement of having, another person in your life that you could still have this family with.
Okay.
Because I was still grieving. I didn't realise I was still grieving about losing the whole family.
It's interesting that you use the word grieving. Hey, Olivia, yes, this is an awesome subject. Annette, Gordon, I have not had much luck. Oh, dear. Well, we'll talk about this. Don't worry, we'll talk about this. Right, so, like the profile picture.
Right.
Like the description.
Like the description.
You make contact.
Make contact.
Right. Tell me about the first experience where you made contact and the person you made contact with looked nothing like the profile photo and the description did not even come close to who the person was.
Well, it happened. So the first experience I had with that was I saw someone's picture online. She looked really nice and she spent a lot of time, every Sunday she was a person that helped in the church.
Okay.
So she sat from a kind of ethics sort of background spiritually. She sounded like, this girl was in touch with herself, sounded kind of strong, good girl.
Yeah.
And she talked about wanting to have a family. She had no children. She was 33, 34, I think. And her pictures were nice, as I say, her profile was nice. And then we said, okay, we chatted online. Because what you do is if you like someone, you talk online a little bit. You basically have a little, like a text box on the apps that you get and online. So, you go back a little and forward a little bit. And then you exchange phone numbers. She gave me her phone number. I had a little chat with her. And the conversation was so nice. She was telling me about how she really wanted to meet a nice guy. She didn't mind if he had children. My picture was nice. She was very, very complimentary. She said, you're a nice looking guy. You sound so perfect. Your ex-wife doesn't know what she's missing. Blah, 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 blah. All those things. So, of course, my ego has been kind of inflated here.
Of course.
And coming off a low point, you sort of, this sounds great and she looks great. And I was really excited. And then we arranged to meet. And we met in Bromley at the car park station. And when she came along, so she, according to her pictures and her description, she was about a size 8 to 10.
And when you met her?
She was about 16.
Did that matter?
If I'm honest, it does. Okay, if I'm honest, yes, it does.
Is that because you were expecting to see a woman size 8 to 10?
Pretty much, yeah. I think what it was is I kind of thought by going online, what you're doing is you're picking a person who is, the profile is exactly what you want. Not giving any kind of any kind of, variability in description. You're saying, you like shopping. It's like going, well, I'm going to Amazon and I'm buying that. That's the goods description. The Sale of Goods Act 1979, I should protect that.
Okay.
Why is this person rocking up differently? But she turned up looking very differently from her pictures.
Okay.
And also on top of that, the size and the pictures herself, her face was very, very different.
Okay.
So I knew it was the same person because I recognised her voice on the phone.
Yeah.
But the actual pictures, I could not connect the pictures to I just couldn't do it. I was looking thinking, weird, that's it can't be happening.
Okay.
So it was kind of in a shock, when we met.
And so did you decide there and then that this wasn't going to happen, or did you think, you know what, I'll take the date a little bit further?
I did think I'd take the date a bit further, but if I'm honest, I took it further because it would seem a bit rude. It would seem a little bit rude for me because I booked this restaurant as well. It was a nice Thai restaurant. I told her she'd gone out and bought a new dress. You know, she told me about how she bought, you know, the handbag to match, and you know, girls that buy accessories and shoes. And she told me about how she's invested in this date, right? So when she rocked up and she didn't look like that, I thought I can't just say I'm going to go home now because you don't look like your picture.
Right.
So I went along with it. I just said, yeah, okay, well, let's go to the restaurant. I was a bit kind of somber, a bit sullen.
And what were you hoping was going to be different, bearing in mind the person that you'd already met was different to the profile? What were you hoping was going to be different on that date? Hey, Michael, how you doing?
If I'm honest, I didn't really have much hope at that point.
Okay.
Because it wasn't like I was going there thinking, well, I hope she's got an outstanding personality. I felt like I had been lied to. I felt like you've used some pictures in a profile which is not you. I couldn't reconcile the person who turned up with the person that was described.
Okay.
But we were still talking, so I still could identify with a friend I'd made on the phone, but it felt like a friend now. I didn't really feel the chemistry, you know.
Okay. Was there no chemistry because the person you met was nothing like you saw in the profile, and so you didn't allow the chemistry to even start? Could that have been it?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but in order for chemistry is one of those things that happens naturally, I think, you know. I think you meet someone, and if there's chemistry between you, it's not something you can force. So I think you're right. If she turned up and there was chemistry, I don't think you could have denied it.
Okay.
But so I think there was probably not much chemistry, and two, I started to resent a little bit the fact that I was there with someone who...
Can I just ask you before we move on, is your profile online you, as you are? Truthfully, honestly?
It's not now. But it was
at the time, was your profile you, who you are, exactly right? Great.
Yeah, so picture was there, the height was there, you know, what I did, and, you know, all that stuff was honest.
Okay,
was
all
straight.
right. We've got there, Donna says that there has to be chemistry, definitely. Annette says, what did you have to offer? Annette also says, you had chemistry over the phone. So I'm going to go on, Annette, unless you want to put another question in. Was the chemistry on the phone not enough, or were you hoping that the chemistry on the phone was going to solidify who you saw online?
Yeah, I think that was it. So you've seen the picture, you've seen the description, you're talking on the phone. In your mind, you put all of those things together, and then you got to remember. I know people don't want to hear this, but men are quite visual creatures, right? And online, you are visual. Even women will be visual because you're looking at a picture.
Yeah.
Come on, Angie, tell me if I'm. You're looking at a picture and thinking,
you
know, you're looking at a picture and you're clicking on there because someone's, you know, looks nice, and then you go to the description and profile. I mean, you don't read that first, then look at the picture.
Okay.
So yeah, when I met her, you know, I talked on the phone, and we did have a banter, we did have a nice conversation. It was nice, but that wasn't the person who turned. The rest of the description of the person who turned up, you know, wasn't there.
Okay, so Annette says the size made the difference.
As is usually the case, right?
That's what Annette said. Thank you, Annette. Okay, so this date turned out to not be quite what you had thought it would be, but you went through with it anyway.
Yes.
Now, the book is called 7 Deadly Dates.
Yep.
So there's 7 of them.
Yep.
And we're talking like gluttony, greed, we're talking
So it ties in with the 7 deadly sins.
7 deadly sins. Okay, so tell me about, and I'm just going to say it, the date that made you say, right, this is it, I'm not doing this anymore, because online dating for you had become dangerous.
Okay, so I think it was the last date I had in the book. Actually, there was another one before that, which was a bit dangerous, but I did have another date afterwards. So I think I hadn't had my fill, even though I was in danger in Istanbul. I think I actually did go on and have another date.
Let's talk about this date in Istanbul. You actually, now, because I'm quite intrigued as to how. No, not at all. Because we all want to believe that perfect person is out there somewhere. I'm a woman of a certain age, and so me connecting the love of my life with somebody that you click, that don't do it for me. But that doesn't mean that it wouldn't happen.
What does that mean of a certain age? We're mature people.
Mature people. There you go.
Okay,
there you go.
Mature.
But what I'm saying is, by the way, Pamela wants to know if you're dating now. Hold there, Pamela. We'll find out. What I'm really intrigued about is how you went from a first date that went wrong in Bromley, which isn't far from where you live.
Sure.
And how you got all the way to Istanbul.
Yeah.
That intrigued me. No, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. We're sharing here. So I'd really love to know what took you to Istanbul if Bromley didn't work.
Well, I think Bromley didn't work, Croydon didn't work, and I thought, okay, well, if you're talking to someone online, okay, so what happened was I was talking to someone online. She was very nice to talk to, and then we spoke on the phone a couple of times, and she was really nice, and she had a slight accent.
Did you like that?
I did like that, yeah. I did like that. She had a lovely accent, man. And I mean, from talking to her, she was very, she didn't speak too much, but she spoke short sentences, but she was very sweet. And just the kind of frame of mind I was in at the time, off the back of the divorce and stuff like that, as I said, a bit needy, it just worked. It just worked for me. It attracted me, it was appealing. And I said, look, love to meet you and go out on a date. And she said, I can't do that. I can't do the accent. So she said it was a Russian accent. She said, I can't do that because I'm working out in Istanbul at the moment. So I said to her, well, hang on a sec. Why don't I come and meet you in Istanbul? No, wait, because she's going to be there for 3 months. So I thought, look, what's the point waiting for love to happen for 3 months? I mean, girls are always saying, guys, don't try. It's not working hard enough. Don't want to make an effort. So I thought, let me go out there and bring the romance to Istanbul.
Hey, Dawn, carry on.
So, I managed to get a fairly economical flight. Got a nice place to stay in Istanbul. Went out there, and she said to me she's working as a concierge in a hotel.
Okay.
So I said, well, look, okay, I'll come and see you at the hotel. When I got to Istanbul, then she said to me, actually, sorry, I'm not a concierge. I work in a nightclub.
Okay.
So I said, okay, so, you're hosting at a nightclub. That's okay, that's cool. She said, I'm down. I'm all right with that. It's not a problem.
Cool.
There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I've done some, different jobs before. Listen, I said, it's all good. And then she said, yeah, so why don't you come down and see me at the club? So I thought, great. I like going to a club, like going to a bar, nice music, I'm in Istanbul. So I went down to the club in an evening, and she turned up, and she looked amazing.
Right.
She looked absolutely amazing. I mean, this girl had a beautiful dress. She was, her hair was all slicked back like in a Bond film.
Yeah.
And she had the Russian accent to go with it.
Right.
And we just got on. Really well. Pharrell was playing at the time in the background, fronting. So I was like, doing my steps. I was like, yeah.
He even remembers the song. Yeah, carry on.
So, it was a nice evening. And her sister was there. Her sister was there as well. And her sister was also Russian. Her sister was in the background, and we both sat down. We had drinks between us, about 3, 4, 5 rounds of drinks. We were dancing on the floor. I was practicing some of my Justin Timberlake wannabe moves. Yeah, you haven't seen them.
Trying to impress. But anyway, go on.
Trying real hard to impress. So, and I remember there was a big pole there as well. So, the girls were sort of floating around the pole a little bit, and I was thinking, okay, well, that's kind of nice as well. It gives it a kind of a very sexy feel with the club.
And then.
The waiter, who was wrapping up the night, and the waiter came up to me and said, look, we need to pay your bill now. So I said, okay. So I went to the bar and I said, look, I've got the bill to pay. And he said, okay. And I worked out in my head, I said, I know the drinks were about £10 each, and we had, roughly about 20 drinks, I think, between the 3 of us. So about 6, 7 drinks each. So I said, okay, no worries. I said, 200 quid, it's a lot of money, actually, £200 for a bill for an evening.
Yeah, but still.
But I thought, okay, well, look, I said, I've gone out with this girl, we've met, it's gone really nice, and, and her sister's there as well, we get on really well. So, I see you smiling at that one.
Because Annex just said, I can see it coming.
You can see it coming, right. So, the barman says, so I took my card out, swiped it through, and he said, okay, well, sorry, it's been rejected. So I said, well, hang on a sec, it can't be rejected. I said, 200 quid, it can't be rejected. I said, look, try again. So he said, okay, so he tried it again. Then he said, sorry, I said, well, £200. I said, that's nothing. I said, that should be going through. Not that it's nothing, but I was saying to him.
Yeah.
And he said to me, what do you think? I spend loads of money on bar bills all the time.
Carry on.
So he said to me, no, you see, it's not 200 quid, it's £2,000. And like the DJ comes up, when you have that record scratch goes,
yeah.
So I was like, what?
Okay.
And he said, yeah, it's £2,000. It's not £200. It's £2,000. And I said, I just...
Your mind started going click, 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 click.
Yeah.
How much did I drink?
Yeah, I was saying, so hang on, 2,000... hang on, no. I said, look, I've worked it out. I said, I do finance. Listen, I do finance for a business, my friend. You know, and he said, no. He said, each drink, because I'd worked out the conversion rate from Turkish lira to pounds. You would never equate £100 to a drink. You would equate £10 to a drink. So somewhere in my head, I dropped a zero and said, it is going to be £10 a drink.
Okay.
So I said, but hang on, that's £100 a drink. How can it be £100 a drink? And he said to me, yeah, but you have girls sitting with you. And I said, which girls? And he said, those two. So the girl and her sister were club escorts.
Okay. How did you get out of this scenario?
By paying.
You paid it?
Well, I paid half of it.
And it's okay. Look, nobody's judging you. We're doing this because no. I'm like I say, as a mother, I tell my kids all the time, be careful of profiles. But what we're saying is, it doesn't matter how old you are. A profile is a profile, and if you get caught, you get caught.
True.
And I think that's really what this is about, and what this is saying.
And of a certain age doesn't mean wisdom.
Well, that's true. Because in terms of who you fell for,
true.
Your wisdom, and I say this with respect, just moved across a bit because your heart starts beating, doesn't it?
It does.
So then, how did you close it down with this girl from Istanbul?
So once I left the club, she closed it down. You know, once I left the club, I couldn't get hold of her again. She sent me a message to say, look, you know, I was working in this bar, sorry, but I can't communicate with you. The manager has said, don't talk to that guy because I paid half of it. And then they said, well, you know, come back the next day, you know, and pay the rest. And I thought I'd been robbed enough for one night, so I thought, okay.
You just took off?
I just took off, yeah.
Okay. So Donna says, yep, escort, about concierge. Amy says, grown folk need to be careful, and it's true.
They do.
Carl says, I've heard similar stories even in London. Donna says, lessons for us all. Pamela says, I'm glad that you can laugh about it.
Yeah, I can.
Because if you don't laugh about it, you'll go crazy, won't you?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't laughing at the time. I'm sure felt a lot lighter.
I'm sure you weren't.
Oh, my
Just
goodness.
move over just a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, yeah. Okay, so let me ask you now about the plane. Come in just a little bit closer.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant move away from you.
No.
Sorry.
Get the proper shot. What was that plane journey like on the way home?
There was, okay, well, apart from the sense of my pockets felt lighter.
Yes.
I think I just felt like an idiot. I felt, you know, I'd gone to a place, and one of the things about going there is that you felt, okay, you're going there because you're going to go and meet someone, Angie. Do you know what I mean? You think you're going to meet someone, she's nice. Okay, you're taking a chance, but no way did I ever think that I'd be rocking up to somewhere where she turned out to be in paid employment.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that I was contracted to pay for. Then again, the rate as well, I didn't work out in my head, you see. Because who would think you're going to a club in Turkey and paying £100 a drink?
Absolutely.
So some of it is my stupidity and not calculating, because my mind wasn't on that.
And was this your last date?
No.
This wasn't the last date?
No, I didn't have enough.
So, if I can be very open then, you went back for more?
Yeah, well, okay. I like to think of it, I tried to invest more of myself into trying to find, you know, a love, a serious relationship.
Okay.
You know, but yes, I went back for more.
And did you not feel that perhaps the repetition, could at this point, could you not feel there might be an issue here? Let me take this one slowly, or did you just once again go in for it?
Yes, no, you're right. No, you're right.
Was that the greed relationship, or was that the gluttony?
That was envy, actually.
That was envy.
The last one was envy.
Right.
Yeah, but I think at that point I'd kind of thought, okay, well now just be gentle, take it easy. You know, as you say, don't go rushing in. Go on a date and see how it goes.
And so was Istanbul the furthest one that you took geographically?
Definitely, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Are you a believer in long-distance relationships?
Probably not.
Were you before?
Probably not.
Right, okay.
No.
But you just thought that maybe this would work?
Well, I thought, she said, because she's going to be there for 3 months, so I thought, okay, well, you're coming back to London.
Okay.
You know, and her home is in Russia, but she said she you know, spent a lot of time in London,
right.
And she went to Turkey just because it was easier to work. But when I got out there, then I realised actually she pretty much lives between Russia and Turkey.
Okay.
So I think she was of the, you know, kind of opinion that she was just playing around.
Okay.
You know?
Donna says, are you coming to Essex then?
Well, Essex isn't far, man, is it? Compared to, like, Turkey, obviously, but...
You probably won't be paying £100 a drink either. So what was the point where you thought, you know what, I've gone on these dates, I've looked at these profiles, I've read these profiles, I've looked at these photos, and either online dating clearly isn't for me, or the generalization of online dating is, as in your experience, it's not necessarily real. The people that I'm homing in on are not necessarily real. This is your experience. So I'm not saying that if you've done any online dating that it's all wrong. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that for Jean-Paul, it hasn't worked.
Yeah, I mean, people do meet their partners online. I think there are statistics that go with it that say that 1 in 5 are going out with someone online. Less than that as to finding their partners, but people do find and meet their partners and stay with them online. Statistics show that. But me, I came to the last date, so the 7th one in the book, where I met someone. Can I tell you a little bit about it?
Please do, but don't mention names because the person isn't here to...
No, definitely not. So, I met her online, and she was, fabulous. We were talking, and the conversation was again lovely. So again, don't forget, this was all in this period where I wasn't comfortable being, on my own.
Yeah.
So in that period, even though you've had one disaster, you think, okay, well, there's hope.
Yeah.
And also, it's not just there's hope, you're also driven by that need inside you to find somebody.
Everybody wants love, don't they?
Yeah, it's like, I sort of picture the analogy as like a cable, electric cable that's broken, it's just kind of twisting around, trying to find something to attach itself to. So I thought, okay, she looks nice, I don't mind attaching myself to her.
Okay.
So we met at a restaurant, at a bar restaurant, and... we sat down, we were talking, the conversation was nice, she looked great, she said you look nice, it was fantastic, the vibe was nice, it was
great, just
absolutely a lovely evening.
And then
halfway through, we're having Thai food, I like Thai food.
I've gathered that, yeah.
And we're having, halfway through the Thai food, she turns around and says, I want to have a baby.
First date?
Yes.
What did that do to you?
Well, it kind of made my soup stick in my throat a bit, and that's soup. Soup normally goes down quite well with me, but the soup kind of got stuck.
Okay.
And my noodles were on my fork, kind of fell off, and I tried to compose myself though. I thought I must have got it wrong, so I thought, okay, well, hang on a sec, I've just heard something, and I said, sorry, excuse me, I'm sorry. And then it was like, no, I want to have a baby, And then she went on to say she's been having fertility tests. In the same conversation, I haven't even got rid of my noodles.
Did you feel suffocated?
Yeah.
Did you want to end the meal?
Well, I was hungry. I mean, I didn't... No, see, what happened when you're hungry is that you do feel because I knew I was going to pay this one as well, so I kind of want to eat the food.
Okay.
And the soup was that's my favourite food, man.
Tom yum soup, yeah.
Yeah, it take a lot to put me on my food.
Yeah.
But but there was a gap. There was a moment where I just felt, oh my God, I must have got this wrong somewhere. So please explain. What do you mean? Trying to take it slow.
Yeah.
What do you mean? And she explained, she said, I've been having fertility tests and I've only got a couple of eggs left. And then, so I need to have the eggs frozen. And if I can have a donor come in now to help, fertilize these eggs, it would be great. And you're such a nice guy, she said. This meal's going really well. You've been a really nice guy. I've been talking on the phone. You're such a lovely guy. And what I would really love is if you are the one who can, be the donor.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work out with you, at least you'll know you've helped out in the situation because I need a donor. So if it works out with us, great, you're a dad. If it doesn't work out, then you've helped, me out in my life. So, it's a win-win.
And what did you feel about that?
I wondered what planet she was from.
All right.
That was my first thought. I was thinking, this is kind of a bit crazy. And it was all, she delivered it really passionately, matter of fact, to the point. When I tried to say, hang on a sec, but you're talking about baby, we just met. She was like...
Talking about baby?
Yeah, but she didn't seem to, she was like, well, that doesn't matter, babe. Okay. All that matters, we're here now. We're at this point, we can now make decisions to move forward. So I had a bit of wine that evening, just... to deal with.
Carl met his partner online. They've been together 3 years. Amy met her husband online, not through a dating site. Donna, nice, yeah, but not. Guinea pig, cheek. Okay, I'm assuming that's about the baby. Right.
Yeah.
Jean-Paul.
Well done.
I'm going to say, check out this book. If you have thought of dating online, and this is just Jean-Paul's experience, so this is 7 Deadly Dates. I'd like to talk with you again about this. I think this is really, really interesting.
It'd be great.
Jean-Paul went on a dating site or through an app?
It was a dating site.
Dating site.
Yeah, dating site.
Not long after he got a divorce and found that the people he met online were not necessarily who they were online. So the photos didn't always match.
Definitely not.
The profile didn't always match. Now, the reason I'm doing this Facebook Live is I'm always going on at my girls, be careful who you talk to online, people, composers, this and that. But it can happen to people of a certain age as well.
It can, of a certain age, yeah, it can.
As has been the case with Jean-Paul.
It can.
So before we round up, are you dating now? Are you in a relationship now?
I'm not dating. I've been single for about 2 years. I have gone on some dates, not through online, through people. Introduction, I've known.
And have they been more successful, or were they the same as online?
I think there was no element of surprise. I think the difference was I didn't turn up thinking, oh my God, will this person be like that?
Yeah.
It was a recommendation. It said, oh, someone's really nice. And actually I went out with someone and they were nice.
Okay.
I don't think we were compatible, but they were a nice person. And I think the best you can hope for, I think, on a date, if you don't meet the one, is to meet someone nice. You can have a nice drink, have a chat, almost as though you're friends.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So it was successful from that perspective.
Right. So you're still effectively looking.
Yes, gently looking. But what happened was I got really comfortable being single. After that 2-year period, I got very comfortable, very happy again, spent time with my kids, my family, my friends. And I found that I got into a nice, comfortable space again, just being happy, being me.
Okay.
So that was why I could look back and reflect and sort of say, I could write the book and all the comedy. And out of the book as well, interestingly enough, Paul O'Grady read my book.
Yes, because weren't you on Channel 4?
That was Channel 4 last year, but right. Paul O'Grady, he's doing Blind Date now.
Okay.
So he invited me to Blind Date.
Fantastic. Let's hope it works.
Well, it doesn't, because we filmed it.
Let's say no more. Say no more. And you were also in the Daily Mail, weren't you?
Yeah, I was in the Daily Mail a couple of times. They wanted me to do a date and a blind date and see how that goes.
Okay.
So the idea is, does dating work on a blind date, or does it work online? There's a still massive debate out there, which is, does it work online, offline? What are the reasons? What do we need to know? It's still a developing area, like you said, for your girls.
Yeah.
You want to make sure they're safe. Well, even us, more mature people of a certain age, need to make sure that we're protecting ourselves as well. Not only from potential physical harm, but just emotionally.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely. Yeah. Where can we get the book, 7 Deadly Dates?
So on Amazon. And also www.7deadlydates.com. You can go there as well. I think Amazon ran out last week, so I'm having to